Pokemon Champions is coming soon, and it could completely reshape the future of Pokemon. For the first time since Battle Revolution in 2006, we're getting a game entirely focused on battling. What makes this even bigger is that the Pokemon Company announced the 2026 World Championships will be played on Champion, the first time ever that Worlds won't use a mainline Pokemon game. So what exactly is Pokemon Champions? Today, I'll break down everything revealed so far, what's still unknown, and why this game could mark a turning point for Pokemon. As I mentioned earlier, Pokemon Champions is a game focused entirely on battling, something we haven't seen in a long time. It's set to release in 2026 on both the Switch and mobile devices. And the biggest surprise, it's being advertised as free. Well, not really. It's being described as a free to start game, which could mean a lot of different things. According to the official website, there will be a Pokemon Champions Plus Starter Pack bundle available, along with optional in-game purchases. We don't have the exact details or pricing yet, but even with that model, Champions still represents a huge step forward for the competitive scene. At the very least, it lowers the barrier to entry by letting anyone jump into official Pokemon battles without buying a full mainline title. Of course, Pokemon Showdown will still exist and will probably remain the fastest way to play competitive online, but Champions represents a massive leap forward as an official platform. And the main draw of Pokemon Champions is the potential return of past mechanics like Terastallizing, Mega Evolutions, or Dynamaxing, all thanks to the new feature called the Omni Ring. This item supposedly lets you tap into any past battle gimmick, which is something players have been dreaming about for years. The biggest question though, at least on my mind, is how they plan to balance all of these mechanics together. What I'm assuming is that they will rotate these mechanics in and out depending on the format of the World Championship at the time. In the trailer, they showed Mega Charizard X fighting against a Terra Water Dondozo, but in my opinion, I don't think they'll mix and match different mechanics together and instead will use one at a time. Now I want to talk about the overall impact that Champions will have on the future of Pokemon. As of right now, the next World Championship in 2026 will be played on Champions, which is unprecedented since it isn't part of the core RPG series. I think this is the start of the Pokemon Company's long-term vision for competitive Pokemon. By separating competitive play from the main adventure titles, Pokemon can finally evolve.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
In ways it couldn't before. Champions can receive balance patches, format updates, and new mechanics specifically tailored to competitive play, something that previously only happened when a brand new generation launched with new moves or ability updates. The release of this game will also impact future titles in the series. For example, Generation 10 is almost certainly being designed with the knowledge that Champions already exists as the central hub for battling. That could free Game Freak to experiment more with the single-player side of Pokemon, similar to how Legends Arceus and Legends ZA explored new directions without having to worry about fitting into the traditional competitive format. I wouldn't be surprised to see some more innovations in the Gen 10 games compared to the previous generation, but it does worry me that they could stray too far from their original design, causing Pokemon to lose its core identity. But only time will tell. Of course, all of this big picture talk about the future of Pokemon is important, but at the end of the day, what you're probably wondering is, what about the Pokemon themselves? Which ones will actually be available in Champions? How will training and team building work? And how will features like Pokemon Home or Mega Evolutions fit into this new system? Let's dive into that. It looks like there will be two main ways of getting Pokemon into Champions, either by obtaining them in-game or by transferring data from Pokemon Home. For in-game Pokemon, you'll have two options. You can rent a Pokemon for a limited time, or you can unlock one permanently by using victory points. Victory points seem to be Champions' main currency earned through ranked battles and likely other activities as well, though the details are still unclear. From this screenshot, it seems like we will have a maximum of 30 Pokemon, at least at first, but I'm sure there will be ways to increase it, whether it be through using victory points or through microtransactions. It's not entirely confirmed yet, but it suggests Champions may treat team building as a resource management challenge on top of battling itself. Transferring Pokemon from Pokemon Home seems pretty straightforward, but at least when the game launches, the kinds of Pokemon you'll be able to transfer in will be limited, but throughout the course of Champion's lifespan, they will allow more and more Pokemon to be transferred in. Personally, I think that the system of receiving Pokemon in this game seems fair, as it rewards players with an already big Pokemon collection while not isolating players who haven't played the previous game. My main concern is the max amount of Pokemon you'll be able to hold on to your account at once, but we'll see what it looks like when the game actually releases. When it comes to training Pokemon in Champions, it seems they wanted to make it as accessible as possible to allow anyone to easily create and tweak a competitive Pokemon. But in return, it seems that they took away a lot of the complexities when it comes to team building as a result. From what we know so far, EVs and IVs do not exist in the game, and instead are replaced by stat points. In my opinion, I think this is a change in the right direction, as team building won't seem as daunting to new players such as myself, but I can see why veterans in this space would be upset, since this change will remove a lot of strategy when creating a team. When it comes to changing a Pokemon's stat points, you will need to use victory points, and a lot of them at that, because victory points will also be used for changing a Pokemon's ability, moveset, nature, and item. Overall, I think that Pokemon Champions will be a great addition to this series, because right now, competitive Pokemon is at its all-time peak, so looking to capitalize on that growth is something the Pokemon Company was probably looking to do. So right now is probably the best possible time for them to release this kind of game. So let me know what you think of Pokemon Champions and if this will be a replacement for Pokemon Showdown. Personally, I don't think it will, but maybe the Pokemon Company will take some kind of action against Showdown. I hope not, because Showdown's a really good tool, but I guess we'll see what they do in the future. That's all for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.